Hello and welcome to another episode of Cryptane Weekly, coming to you live from Minecraft. Not live, actually. Well, it is what it is. It's May 19th, and let's get right into the news. Okay, so first on the list is I got another video from Kurzgesagt, also known as In a Nutshell. So he's got another video out detailing exploration of the known universe, let's say. I'm going to turn that down a little bit, actually. And it's interesting because it's like, okay, so you're thinking like, okay, if you don't take time into account, you'd think that inevitably we'd be able to explore the entirety of the known universe. But that's not the case, actually. Oh, shoot. It seems that the universe is expanding at a rate that won't allow us to ever explore it all, barring the nearby galaxy cluster that we're actually a part of, because the gravity there is enough to keep us all together, but the universe is expanding in such a way that the rest of it is just going to float away, not to be known ever, essentially. He goes into greater detail about this and the dynamics of how the universe is expanding and everything. But certainly definitely an interesting video to give a look-see, if that interests you. Okay, so now, and the next topic is self-driving cars. So I came across an article here detailing the proposed future progression of self-driving cars. It goes on to detailing an evolutionary and then a revolutionary standpoint, which is basically so Tesla has some self-driving car features where you can, on the highway, you can turn it on and it'll drive, keeping its distance from the car ahead of it, and braking automatically and stuff like that. But then the revolutionary point would be like a completely commercially viable one where you'd put it probably more like in trucks and stuff. Man, that is really stuttery. Oh, there we go. So then it would be like in commercial trucks and stuff, where they would be, you'd have like one person driving the front truck, but the rest would just be completely automated. And it goes on to detailing both of those and how eventually those will eventually converge into one down the road, like 20 years or so, or whatever it predicts. It's an interesting article if you're interested in knowing how everything's going to progress roughly. I mean, it's obviously just a best guess, educated guess, I suppose. But still, I certainly want a self-driving car, so it's kind of cool to see where you think that'll be more viable and where it will be possible for the average Joe to have a self-driving car, which would be kind of nice. Or car sharing or whatever. Just grab an Uber that's got self-driving built in. The next one was I have another one that's kind of doing the same thing, detailing the future of meat. And that one goes on as details how much carbon emissions that cows produce versus other sources, and how we're going to be able to use either lab-grown meats or insects or plant food based, and the comparisons of how much water and resources each one used and how much land and benefit. I think there was something in there about how out of all the land that is occupiable by humans, 33% of it is used by cattle or something like that. Kind of crazy when you think about it. So certainly another interesting one. Now on to something that I find a little bit more interesting. Discord. If you know Skype, it's basically Skype or TeamSpeak or any one of those messaging apps that you can use on your computer. Discord is another one that just came into the fray about a year ago, and it allows you to get a group of your friends and you can all get in there and chat, kind of like TeamSpeak, where you just kind of make a channel and everybody can kind of join. But it's all free right now. It's all really efficient, very low latency, low usage on the computer. Very simple to use. You don't even need to download the app if you want. You can use it right on the website. You can use it on your cell phone. and they're updating it every day. In fact, even today, I got another update that was like, oh, here, we've added these new features. You ask and you shall receive. They're really good at just bringing you new stuff constantly and bringing it right in line with other apps. So I would definitely give that a go if that's your style. If you game on the PC, or even just use your PC or cell phone and whatnot for chatting collectively. Really great app. I would definitely give that a look. It details how it's risen over the year and its rise to power over other such chat applications. So another big news for PC gamers is a new video card, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080. There's a review that I got up here. It's basically detailing how powerful it is, what it costs. I think it's $600 American for this thing, and it rivals that of like a Titan, which is a Titan is the card before it, I believe, but it's like $1,000 for a Titan. This is $600, and it's like equal in power essentially, and it's a more updated type of architecture and whatnot too. They detail it more thoroughly in the article. It's really interesting. If you're planning on upgrading your card, this definitely looks like the one to get. Either this or maybe the 1070 too, but definitely give that a look. This seems like where you're going to go, and it's the beginning of a new architecture too, so you'll be right on the front lines of that, and also in a lot of ways giving you the best for upgradability, because since you're on the new architecture, they'll be on this architecture for a few years to come, letting you utilize that for a lot of games. And it's also really optimized for VR too. Which is the big thing that's come out lately. So yeah, check that out. So now the other big news is Google I/O 2016. That was I think that was yesterday, May 18th. They had their little conference, and that's basically when Google goes over all the things that they're doing. The new update to Android N. They haven't named it yet, but if that interests you, it's going to have like multitasking and streamlined little features and like that. There's more information on that on Google I/O, but the key things I just wanted to go over really quickly is that they're going to come out with this new Daydream. It's a VR platform. Okay, we're good. A VR platform that Google's kind of spearheading a little bit to allow you to use your phone in VR. Kind of like it's taking on Samsung Gear VR, but not really. It's baked right into Android N. Therefore, it allows you to experience the Android ecosystem while wearing like a little headset, Google Cardboard or whatever. And they have a little template of like, here's how you should make a headset if you're going to make one for the phones. So they're kind of like being on the forefront of getting that for cell phones coming out for a portable VR solution. Another one was Home. If you know the Amazon Echo, it's basically the little thing that Amazon has where you can throw it somewhere in your room, and then you can say, "Hey Alexa," and then you can ask it to play music or call an Uber or order a pizza or order something on Amazon or ask it for recipes or who knows what. There's a bunch of stuff you can get to do. The Home is essentially trying to do that. It doesn't have the same integration as Alexa does, so other people can't use the API just yet, but it does have the benefit of Google's Assistant that you may or may not use, depending if you have an Android. So you have that assistant, the capabilities of their intelligent AI to look up the weather and whatnot, and information as well that Alexa doesn't necessarily have the same capability. So that's pretty cool that they're getting into that. Really putting the stake in the coffin for Alexa though, or Amazon Echo. The next one was Allo and Duo. These are two apps that Google's coming out with. Allo is like a messaging app, but it has Google's AI built right in, so you can kind of text to it and be like, "Oh, your buddy's like, hey, I want to go to let's go to an Italian restaurant," and then it'll automatically populate the text with Italian restaurants that are nearby and whatnot, and then your friend can also see that as well. So it really helps. It's basically like an assistant built right in the conversation. That doesn't keep anything on their side, though. They just kind of throw that all out, so you don't have to worry about like privacy concerns or whatever. Yeah, it's really cool to have that built in to conversation and stuff like that, just dynamically. Then another one is that they're taking on FaceTime more directly now with Duo, which is basically just video messaging, or live talking, I suppose. So you can do a little snippet where you open it up, and it automatically comes a little video that you can send for like 5 seconds that your friend will see, and then they can either accept or deny or call, whatever they do. Depends on your friend, I guess. But yeah, so they can then you can just video talk. It's basically just taking on FaceTime more directly. It only works on phones though. But I mean, pretty much everybody has a phone. It's pretty much what most people use. So that's okay. So that's interesting that they're coming up with that. And then the Android Wear is getting more efficient. Planning on having the Android Wear actually work without a cell phone, which is nice. Also streamlining that and having so you can have messages, you can message directly on it and whatnot. So it's got a lot of built-in features, and they made it a lot quicker and whatnot. If you're into that, I mean, I don't know. Unless you're doing fitness, I don't really ever want to wear a watch personally, but we'll see. And then last but not least is instant apps, which is a cool little thing. So the examples they had was like, let's say you were going to a parking meter that had an app payment system built in for your city or whatever the case may be. Well, Google would be able to instantly pull that up. Let's say it had an NFC chip on it, which is a little thing that basically tells your phone that what this is when you tap it against it. And what it'll do is it'll instantly pull the parts of the app that'll let you pay without ever downloading it. Pretty quickly too, so you'd just be able to quickly do that without having to download it, so you don't have to have a million little other apps in your system, which is kind of nice. And then another example was, I think they had like I'm not sure what it was, but it was like, I don't know, but just imagine like Pinterest or something like that, and it wants to open up in the app, and it's like, hey, you should download this app. Well, in this case, it would just download the parts you need, and then instantly let you go into like what would look like in Pinterest without actually downloading the app, which is kind of nice. Lets you kind of get in there and out without ever having to have all these apps that you might not want on your phone. So that was pretty cool. Next up, so that's it for tech news. But next up was a video that I thought was pretty funny for Dark Souls 2. Bring a buddy. It's kind of going over the course of Dark Souls 2, so there could be spoilers if you haven't played it. But it's a funny little video that's going over the events of the two friends that are going through Dark Souls 2 and the things that they kind of come. Oh my gosh, I need to light this place up. Shoot. Crap. Oh, it's night. Oh shit. So it's detailing the events of what they're going through, and with key moments in that as well. Man, what the? Oh, I know why. Duh. It's got access to the roof there. Man, these guys got like, why do they gotta both have enchanted bows with my crappy little sword here? Okay. Whoa, 2.5. Cheap shots. Anyways, so yeah. So I would check that little video. It's pretty fun, especially if you're into Dark Souls. I don't know where this guy went. Did he walk into here? Yep. Oh! Shit. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Anyways, so some anime I've watched is Noragami Arigato. And it's a really good anime. It's about gods. The god of calamity is a big one. How he comes across a person who has a spirit form inconsequentially that he meets, and they become good friends. And it's more in depth than that. But essentially, it's going over. I don't need stone, but I need sticks. It's going over the events of some gods, and and how their systems work. God of Fortune is Japanese in nature, so if you're familiar with that at all, then God of Fortune, God of Calamity, God of Economics. Anyways, it kind of goes over that, and it's an interesting little video to watch, or anime to watch. There's 2 seasons I watched. I just watched season 2. I've watched them both. Check that out though. And then Dimension W. I know I'm not explaining these well at all. Dimension W is basically in 20 years from now, essentially they've tapped into another dimension to gather energy, and it goes over the events of how I'm not really sure, like the problems of using this. Am I dead? Shoot. Oh no. Oh, I didn't think this through. Okay, well, I might as well just finish talking about what I'm talking about while I'm over here. Anyways, so Dimension W is they get energy from an alternate universe, but there could be problems, and there's illegal ways to get this energy, and when those malfunction and whatnot, they can cause some problems, and it goes into the history of that. It's got good acting and whatnot, and good correlation between characters. Oh my gosh, why does everybody have armor? Oh, leave me alone, please. Yep. Monkeys. So check that out. It's a pretty solid anime. Another thing is, so Doom has just got released. It's like a remake, kind of reintroduction of Doom. Really uses the formula. I need a sword, maybe, I guess. It really reuses the formula a lot, and bringing it into the 21st century, essentially. And it's pretty cool, actually. It's really fast-paced, really well done. You basically do these kind of kill moves on enemies to get your health back, because you don't regenerate health over time like you do in most things. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just flustered. It's a really well done, the single player. The multiplayer is kind of like any other one, where it's like, you got levels and it's gated off with new weapons and stuff, and you got armor just cause essentially. So the single player is really, really good if you ever liked Doom originally. Apparently you're gonna like this new one. It's very fast paced. I would give it a check. I would check that out. And then the last thing is, I guess I need to get back to if I was gonna finish this video. But anyways, so the last thing on this list is a Zoom Avoid. I did a snapshot, the newest snapshot, and in that snapshot, there's polar bears. Yes, polar bears. So that's kind of cool that you get some polar bears. They can spawn in with cubs, and they'll do everything in their power to protect their cubs. Also, there was skeletons that also spawn in a winter biomes that have slow arrows. They're basically like regular skeletons, but they have these slow arrows. And then there's zombies that spawn in the desert, and they are basically like regular zombies, except they give you hunger, and I don't think they burn up in the daylight. Which is pretty interesting. They also introduced 4 new blocks. If one was fossils, which is essentially you can make with bones. You turn the bone into bone meal. Then you can make blocks out of those, 9 in the grid. And you can make these fossil blocks. Also, there was 3 other blocks. Let's see. So there was nether wart. You can turn nether wart into a block. Which is interesting. It's kind of like a reddish smoosh. Check out his video if you really want to see. I think there's another warp brick, so it's like a redder nether brick. And then last was these magma bricks, which actually hurt you if you touch them. They don't destroy items or anything if you land on it, but it does hurt you and enemies and mobs. And you can use that to to create some cool things. It's also got it's an animated wall on it, so you can see the lava kind of moving. And the good thing about all these bricks is that all these bricks can be made with things that are already currently in the game. The magma cubes as well as the fossils do naturally generate, but you can make them with in-game mob drops or so even if you have an older world, you'll be able to make these or get these blocks one way or the other. He details a couple other things, so check that out if you're interested. Okay, and finally, as you can see, I got a bit of the tree farm, a little upgraded. These light essentially ensures that nothing will spawn, not that it would spawn on these stairs anyways. But these trees will never uproot, because I think you need a light level 7 at minimum, and that there's at least 8 on those, so that's good. Maybe I should just get a bow. Do I have a bow? Is that a thing? I have a bow, don't I? Oh, no? Oh, no. I could have swore I did. You have 5 minutes to pick up your items. I've also increased the size of this room a little bit. Whether you did or didn't notice, I don't know. But it's a lot bigger. You know, for no particular reason other than, oh, maybe he just moseyed on by. I'll accept that. That's fine. I lost all my levels. That's okay. So I'm digging out another section here and a couple more. I'm gonna put my animals down here. I did go out and get some pigs and cows to eventually use. So yeah, I plan to get that tree farm. And yeah, I've just been digging all this out. As you can see, I got ways, and the tree farm is the big thing I've done. Pretty cool. Definitely got a lot more to do. I think I've worked on out here a little bit. Got my little pumpkins. Trying to do some lighting. Trying to figure out the spacing. That's what all this dirt is. If you're curious, trying to figure out how to get. So you don't really see the pumpkin. Orange isn't the greatest of colors, I guess. But what do you do, right? It's what I got right now. And they also are a light block of 15, which is nice. But yeah, this is coming along. I'm getting it going. Eventually, all this will be lit up. I won't have to worry about getting murked by every single mob that wears armor. Holy macaronis. I don't really carry anything important on me, though, fortunately. And that is by design. So I can't really lose anything. But yeah. So anyways, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next week. Alright, peace out. Bye.